भुनक्तु सह नो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं कर्वावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। We had seen that out of the four Purusharth, only Moksha Purusharth can be attained. Other Purusharth cannot be attained. I have given sufficient thought on that topic. All Purusharth have a very illusory perception that this desire can give me fulfillment forever. This is a very misconceived notion that this particular desire can, because when desire comes, it shows lot of fulfillment and we feel if I will get this, I will get everything in life. The notion with desire is, when the desire is there, a person feels, if I can fulfill this desire or my desire is fulfilled, I think I will be very, very fulfilled forever. This is the notion. But this is a very illusory notion. Actually, first of all, desire will be fulfilled or not, that itself is not clear. Second thing, if the desire is fulfilled, there are a lot of dangerous side effects. What is a side effect? I already told. It will give birth to more desire and more unfulfillable desire. It will take us to more dependence. It will take us to deenta, helplessness. It will take us to rebirth. It will take us to more some kind of thoughtlessness. Desire will make fool of me. That means, fool of me is what? Something is taken at a very, something has been taken important from me at a very cheap thing, cheap cost. Somebody took away some very important part of my body at a very cheap cost. Sometimes in India, there used to be a kidney selling racket. So those who were very poor, so they used to be enticed that if you can sell your kidney, I'll give you this much of money. So they used to give kidney at a very cheap cost. They did not know that after giving the kidney, life will become very difficult to live also, and many will pass away also. So at a very low cost, now therefore government has made a rule that you cannot take the kidney and give the kidney. It has to be from some relative and lot of legal processes involved. So what this desire does, it takes away our intellect and discrimination. your ability to see what is right, what is wrong, how much to do, how much not to do, what is my role, what is not my role, will be graceful, what will not be graceful, what will be pleasing the God, what will not please the God, what will happen to me if I do this, what will not. So there is a lot of thinking which is required that is taken away by this. And therefore, not only that it is not fulfilled, but it will have dangerous effects also. Therefore, Kam Purusharth cannot be the ultimate Purusharth. If you remember, I had used one word, it is useful for daily running of certain things. It has a certain use. But anything which is used, and after using you keep it. You don't make that usable thing the goal. One more point I had mentioned, that actually the Kam Purusharth is meant to, what you do? Actually you are trying to run away from I am unhappy self. You are trying to get liberated from I am unhappy self, but outside, and actually problem is inside. Similarly, Arth Purusharth was there, the Purusharth of security, something will secure. So this Purusharth also is very, very tiring. Because everything has insecurity moment you come at the body level. Because body itself is insecure, relations are insecure, everything is riddled with lot of insecurities. So Arth Purusharth, you cannot secure the body because body is meant to be insecure. Later on it will be passing away. So Arth Purusharth also cannot be achieved. I had said, Arth Purusharth is not, I am not going for security. I am trying to get out of I am insecure person. So problem is inside. So, and we get money, house, relations, hospitals, medical scheme, all this is for insecurity. We had described this topic in detail. Well, I don't remember that. No, that is your problem. I have described it. How can you not remember? So this was the second Purusharth, which is also unachievable Purusharth. Then third Purusharth was Dharma Purusharth. And Dharma Purusharth has two branches, if you remember. One was for purification of the heart, and second was for expansion of the eye, to go to bigger lokas. So Dharma Purusharth is to get out of the small I. I am small. If I do some good actions, I can attain a bigger lok. This is the Dharma Purusharth. So this Dharma Purusharth, if you go to bigger lok, then also you will feel some bigger lok may be there. So that is also rigorous infinitum. It cannot be attained. So Dharma Purusharth also. Then what to do now? All Purusharth actually is getting out of some I. So I am trying to get out of some limited I. When a seeker, by the grace of God, realizes that these outer things will not change my inner I. I am repeating it. Outer things will not change my inner unhappy I, insecure I and limited I. This will be intact. How much I do, this won't change. If one realizes this, after that, he tries to tackle this limited I And because he is trying to throw away the unhappy I, that means what you throw is not your nature. That means I am happy I. Second thing I throw away is the insecure I, that means I am secure I. And third thing I throw away is the limited I, therefore I am unlimited I. But I don't realize it that with that, when you start thinking of this nature of I, then you come to Moksha Purusharth, which we were seeing in our last class. Much time goes in revising because I hope you have not forgotten. No, I remember everything. Okay. I have written notes also. Achha. So, this I is the subject of discussion now. And this is called Param Purusharth or Moksha Purusharth, or this is called final goal also. This is achievable goal. Don't pursue a non-achievable goal. My wife will give me lot of joy. This is non-achievable goal. One day we both will live together in peace. No, you may be resting in peace forever, but you will not live in peace forever. You may be RIP. Very popular statement is there nowadays, RIP. Initially when I used to recite, what is RIP? Then they told RIP means rest in peace. Our problem is who will rest in peace. My mind is there unnecessarily questions many things. I thought body will not rest in peace because it will melt away. Either it is cremated or decomposed. Atma does not rest at all. This Jeev, how can it rest in peace? It is going to another body. So this is for whom rest in peace. Anyway, don't worry about this thing. People think after death, in Hindi they say, बोले उनका वो शांत हो गए. कौन शांत हो गए? हैं? कौन शांत हो गए? बॉडी शांत हो गई, आत्मा शांत हो गई, जीव शांत. हु हैज बिकम शांत? बोले हम शांत हो गए हमेशा के लिए, शांत फॉर एवर ही इज. I can't get the answer. मैं कौन शांत हो गए? So this rest in peace word is a good word. Listen, musical. These are musical words. It has no meaning, huh? It has no object behind it. Who is resting in peace? I don't know. The person has merged in God. Nothing. He is such a foolish person. How can he merge in God? Anyway, so he got moksha. That means to you, never he attended any class or without knowledge he got moksha. क्या है? बोले no, he has gone to heaven. He created hell everywhere. He will go to heaven. Unnecessarily things you are telling. So this is the thing here. So the moksha alone can be purusharth. First of all, be convinced on this point because you have come here to study some fundamental Vedanta. That Atma, and then I said one more point, that always find out your goal by your desire. Our desire is a very good indication of our goal. ध्यान देना. And yesterday I mentioned about 5 desires, 5 aspects of sukh at all place, all time, with everybody. Remember that? This desire that I want joy at all time, at all place, actually it is not possible in the objective world. Only God is the one who is at all place, at all time, with everybody, who can be attained without action and who is closest to ourselves. So in other words, you are asking for God. And therefore Bhagavan says that mam vartman vartante manushya partha sarvasha. Everybody wants me only. Kya baat hai? Bhagavan says in Gita, everybody wants me only. Nobody is wanting anything else. Very interesting. Mam vartmanu vartante manushya partha sarvasha. Well, Bhagavan, everybody wanting me. Only mistake that he is doing, he is wanting me only in a particular way. He is wanting, he is not understanding that he is what he is wanting. He should not want by wanting something else. He is trying to fit that real want into imaginary want. When you want something which is all pervasive, why you have liking for one person only then? So you are contradicting your real desire. And then Moksha Purusharth deals with the same God who will be called as Atma. Now tell me, that who is the self? Atma word you hear, you will know it later on. Whole month is there for knowing. Only your speed, you don't worry about the speed. Now, that knowledge, that which is everywhere, at all place, at all time, can be produced or not. That which is everywhere, at all place, at all time, can be produced or not. Say yes. Produced. Yes, then you cannot produce it. Produce means something was not there, you produced it. Production is something was not there, you produced. Like you produce shirt out of the cotton. Or you produced, from the seed you had the harvest of a crop. That which is at everywhere all time cannot be produced. That means it is already there. You don't produce God. Well, we have a God producing factory. You cannot produce God. Or you cannot produce Atma. Atma boli nikal aayi hamari Atma. Atma came out. I was sitting and Atma came out from my nose. See, I think you have a cold. It is not the Atma, by the way. Cold must be there, not the Atma. Atma doesn't come out from the nose. Because if you say Atma came out, that means it was absent at other place. अभी खूब सुनना पड़ेगा आपको वेदांत. You have to hear a lot about Vedanta. And you cannot run away from Vedanta. But I want to run away. No, you cannot run away now. So, that means something is there. And Moksha Purusharth is about knowing. Knowledge is involved. Moksha Purusharth is about knowledge and not doing. Because if you do something, by doing you create something. By doing you create something. You are not making something. Now if this is the portion, and any knowledge happens only by valid means of knowledge. Now I am going technical point, please be careful. Any knowledge happens by valid means of knowledge called praman. Praman means valid means of knowledge. You have to get accustomed to such words. But it's so difficult. No, nothing is difficult. Don't worry about it. Nothing is difficult. And how much knowledge is true depends on what praman is used, what means of knowledge is there. How much knowledge is there? Well, I think, that dish is made very nice in the kitchen. Very nice dish is being prepared. How did you know? I had a fragrance of that. Fragrance. So from fragrance you made out the dish. Yes. I think, are you sure it is very good? I guess. देखो यही गड़बड़ हो गया. You are not using a right nose is not the means of knowledge for knowing the taste. For taste you should have used the tongue. Sometimes it is very deceptive. Some food, very nice fragrance is there, but when you eat it is horrible. So you cannot say that because some dish is smelling very nicely, you are not using an appropriate means of knowledge. Knowledge only can happen. Knowledge does not happen automatically. Please get out of this wrong notion. Knowledge does not happen automatically. Bole, one day I will sit and knowledge will flash in my mind. Like Swami Vivekananda had knowledge. He didn't have knowledge like that. Or I will meditate one day in front of Mother Kali and knowledge will come in my heart. Nothing will happen. It has not happened to anybody. Or I will ask like Raman Maharshi, who am I, who am I, who am I? Knowledge will happen. Let me tell you, it will not happen. Knowledge does not happen automatically. Automatically hairs can grow white. Automatically you may feel hungry. Automatically, what is it called? The child starts growing. That is a natural process. You need not do anything. Baby will automatically grow. You don't put effort. Then all mother is pulling the head from one side, father the feet from one side. What are you doing? We are making the child grow. You don't do anything. You need not pull. In my childhood days, they say if you want to become tall, I don't know how true it is. To become tall, there used to be some exercise was there. Is it true? If you have parallel bar or something was there, so they were holding on. So in my house all are very short, mother is also short, father is also short, sab naate bhaate hain. So I am doing this so that I become tall. Anyway, he was not still tall, he was same height. So that is the automatic process of growing. You need not do anything for the mustache to come. If you are a male, automatically after a certain age, mustache will start coming, beard will start coming. You need not put any special effort that I want my mustache. No, it will automatically be there. You don't do anything. What shall I do to, get my, eyebrows? Automatically you will have eyebrows. You don't worry about that. Some things are automatically. It is natural. Knowledge is not natural. Knowledge will always happen only by pramana. And how much accurate and authentic knowledge is depends what was the means of knowledge. Can I use the word praman for the means of knowledge? How much authentic was your praman? How much authentic is the means of knowledge? When in front of Dronachar, Bhim said Ashwathama Hata. Ashwathama is killed so that he faints. He was very attached to Ashwathama, Dronachar's son. Ashwathama Hata, Ashwathama Hata. Dronachar knew from his childhood experience that Bhim lies a lot. Therefore he didn't believe. He said, okay, call Yudhishthir. Because he was a bigger Praman, because Yudhishthir will not say false. They said to Bhagwan Krishna told to Yudhishthir that tell Ashwathama, but it is not. He said, when he is not killed, why shall I say that? He said, what is this? I am saying you please say that. He said, no. Then they discovered a way, there was an elephant called Ashwathama. And they killed that elephant. Well, now you can say that. अब बेचारे elephant को they killed. After elephant was killed, Then after that he had to put Narova Kunjarova. It was elephant. But he said in very lower voice, softer voice. And that time Bhagwan blew conch so that he did not listen to Dronacharya. So how much right the knowledge is depends on what is the means of knowledge called Praman. So what is the sequence? Praman will take you to Gyan. After knowledge comes Ichha. After Ichha comes Prayatna. So Pramanam Gyan. So Pramanena Janati Jnanena Ichhati Ichhan Yatate. Bole, what is this? Say in proper English. No, this was not English. So after the means of knowledge he knows. After knowing he has desire. After desire he puts effort. So all your whole life is governed actually by some kind of knowledge, and that knowledge is because of some kind of No, knowledge is preceded by prama. After knowledge comes desire. Knowledge is preceded by praman. These four things you don't forget. Praman, pramanena janati, janan ichhati, ichhan yatate. So by the praman he knows. After knowledge, desire. Okay. You had known about the course first. There is a course called Self-Unfoldment Program. How did you know? I heard somebody was announcing, or I got the flyer. I heard that. Acha. Then your ichha start. Then I thought I will also join the course. I will also join the course. This way I will get some rest from my regular schedule also. Acha. Acha. But how did you know that course was valid? Well, no, I think mission does the right action. So who is the praman? Praman is that it has been said. It must be right only. Because I have attended earlier discourses also, so I have the praman. That person is a praman. Acha, I can believe in that. So that flyer was a praman. Then that created knowledge. Then you had ichha. Then you wrapped up everything, office, etc. Or studies. And you landed up here, yatate. And now you are putting effort to not be in the course, now net to understand what is there. So praman, jnana, ichha and prayatna. These are the four steps. Whole life is only based on these four things. Whole life. And if praman is wrong, then you will have it. If you have a wrong means of knowledge, then your knowledge will be false. Only he only told me. If your praman is wrong, your knowledge will be false. If knowledge is false, desire will be false, non-fulfillment, and after that you will put effort in the wrong direction. You will be in problem then. Then you will say, he only, he misguided me. At the end of certain years, you will find out, I was misguided by that person. You will know it in due time. Who was guiding you, misguiding you, unguiding you, will know it in due time. Okay, so I hope this is clear. So, very important portion is your praman. Praman word I can use now frequently, no problem. But I am very afraid of Sanskrit words. Don't worry. They very much emphasis, therefore, teachers have put to have the right praman. Right praman. I was going in a lift, one child was crying. So that mother said, if you cry, he will catch you. To me he said, he will catch you. And he will keep with him he will hold you in the ashram. And that child quietened, seeing me like that. Long hair, long beard. In India it happened. He quietened, all crying went away. In 1 second, he became very quiet. And he saw me from a distance. I said, see, you are creating a wrong praman. That these people, you are creating a praman that these people catch the children and put in the ashram. Whole life he will have fear. And when children are spoiled, then parents come to us. Please take the children, explain to him. Let him join the course. Before that, they don't understand. So you are creating a wrong praman. Dhyan dena. Lot of discussion is there on the praman topic. I am just summarizing it in nutshell. If praman is not okay, this boy has lot of joy. This is the praman, you will run after that boy now. Attachment is nothing but a wrong praman. This boy has lot of joy. He is so lovely, so loving. His eyes are so good. His hairs are so good. His height is so good. Acha? Yes. Only hands are not okay. But he is so good. He is so good in the studies. You are using this praman. This gyan has come from, you know about the child? No, I am just seeing. You have not known it properly. You have not known that person properly. Don't use without coming to the right praman. Know that right praman is not there. He will leave you in few days. Acha? He is a seasonal lover. If you are not using a right praman, your knowledge will be not right, your ichha will not be right, and your effort won't be right. Therefore, Acharya emphasized a lot. Try to have the right praman. If you don't have a right praman, your whole life will be spoiled. See, ठीक है? And for right praman, you have to understand many more things also. And therefore later on you will understand, after 30, 40, lot of mistakes I did. But why you misunderstood? Well, I just got carried away. My nature was to get carried away. Carried away by what? Carried away by my knowledge. What was the praman? No right praman, but I thought like that. I didn't have a right means of knowledge. Nobody guided me, then you say like that. Nobody guided me properly. I didn't take anybody's guidance. Both problem was there in me. I was not only unguided and misguided, both unguided and misguided. Only I saw the film called Guide. So, there was a film called Guide. These elderly people will know that. So I don't use the right praman. Then what shall I do now? What shall I do for the right? What is the right praman? How do you know that some praman or some means of knowledge is right? This is a very descriptive topic. I am trying to put it little. Right praman is that praman. The knowledge it will generate. What is the purpose of praman? Pramanam pramajanayati. Praman creates the knowledge. And that knowledge which praman creates should not be contradicted at any time in your life. This basic thing is that it should be abadhitam. It should not be contradicted. Only he will give me lot of joy. Who? This boy, this girl will give me lot of joy. This food will give me lot of joy. Because सोच लो तुम पहले. This will give me lot of joy. This is your knowledge. Can this be non-contradicted knowledge forever? If the food is already, your hunger is gone, that food will not give you joy. So actually your joy is in your appetite. and not in your food. The address of your joy is in your hunger and not in your food. So you are thinking that this food has lot of joy. This will be badhitam jnanam. And rather, if you eat more, not only badhitam, it will give you problem also. Got my point? And therefore, this prama is not right. This knowledge is not right. Why? Because it is contradicting. This person will give me lot of joy. Arey, that person's today mood is very good, therefore he is very good with you. Tomorrow if his mood is not okay, he will not be good with you. He will forget you also. Really? Yes. He'll forget me also. Yes. Are you sure? I am totally sure. Everybody forgets everybody. This jeev forgets for other jeev. So he will not live with me forever. Dekho, all these things are in the Bollywood is very good. Forever he won't live. Forever? Few years also he won't live. You live with him and you see how terrible person is. You start living in one room, then you understand that. Mountains appear beautiful from the distance only. Yog Vasisht says. Moment you come close, you see how ugly the mountain is. This knowledge that you are thinking he is very good, very lovely, all this knowledge will be contradicted in time. And when your knowledge will be contradicted, then it will give you pain also. Because that knowledge that you made, that praman was not right, that you thought he will give me lot of joy, money will give me joy. This is your knowledge. Your knowledge, I am after money. Why? Money will give me lot of joy. This is your prama. Money will not give you joy. If you are upset, money cannot take away your anger. Money cannot take away your attachment. Money cannot give you love from somebody. You can't go to the market, bole, give me 5 kilogram love. You cannot ask this question. 5 kilogram love and 2 kilogram peace. Achha? And give me some kind of, 5 gram of satsang also and 1 liter meditation. You cannot give this. This money cannot give that. But this prama is there that money can give me lot of. This is why we run after money. The youngsters run after money. Big jobs. Kya kare bhai? Because this is their prama. And because this is not the right knowledge, it is contradicted. And then it will give you sorrow. So whatever knowledge you are making, please find out what is the valid source of knowledge. Why I am thinking like that? Is it pramanit? It is coming from the right source of knowledge, or it is not coming from the right source of knowledge? That which does not have a knowledge, praman, it is not called knowledge in Vedanta, it is called wishful thinking or imagination. Any knowledge, getting my point? No. It is called wishful thinking because it will be contradicted in time. It is called imagination. So, that is called praman shuddhi should be done. Praman vichar should be done. What is the means of knowledge? If the means of knowledge is okay, then your joy, because your knowledge will be different if your means of knowledge is right. If your means of knowledge is God alone is mine, who told you? Only Gurudev told me, Gita told, Bharat Ji's prasang told. I am listening to Bharat Ji's prasang in the evening. Ramayana, that told me that more saran ramahi ki panhi. I have only refuge at the sandals of Bhagwan Ram. Who told you? Arey, Bharat Ji was the praman. Achha. And this is my knowledge. It will not be contradicted. It will be abaditam, asandigdam. Whole problem is because we never try to go back into what is my praman. कुछ भी सोच लेते हैं, कुछ भी मान लेते हैं, anything we believe, anything we imagine, And we try to fit in that knowledge in the world, and that knowledge is not fittable. When it is not fittable, then I get fits. Then I have a problem. So be very, very careful what is your source of knowledge. And this whole study, what studies we are doing here, is first of all is making our praman vyapar. You are just going to know what is the right source of knowledge about myself only. Only who are you? Only my name. No, I am not asking your name. I am asking who are you? I am a human being. Acha? This is your knowledge, of course. What kind of human being you are? I am good human being. You are a human or a being? Huh? You are a human or a being? No, I am a human being. Karm dhara samas. No. I am asking you, you are a human or a being. Before your birth, what were you? Huh? Before your birth, what were you? Baby in the stomach. No. Before the conception, who were you? Well, don't trouble me. Already I have headache. After the death of the body, what will happen? Bole, I don't know what will happen. We are not clear on certain things. Achha, if you are a human being, you are a happy human being or a sad human being? Both. No, how can you be both? We are quite confused people. There is no proper knowledge about ourselves. The world is good or bad? Mixed. Sometime good, sometime bad. And is it real or unreal? Who? World. I think sometimes it appears real. So who is God? God is above the skies. No, I am not asking where is he. Who is God? Only God is God. No, but what is the nature of that God? I don't know. I think he controls everybody by remote. Something is like that about God is there. And he helps me when I need him. But who is he? I am not asking what he does. I am asking who is he? Well, he is a powerful God. What is power? Huh? What is power? Don't ask too many questions. I don't know all these questions. Therefore, you should say that you are not clear on this topic. Yes, I am not clear on it. You should also say if you are not clear on these topics, then you will have sorrow also because you are dealing with these things. So, this Vedant is going to tell about all these aspects through a valid means of knowledge called Praman. Got my point? Very descriptive, but I am trying to summarize that topic.